Picture this. A massive 250-pound football player is sprinting at full speed down the field. Boom! He crashes directly into a heavily padded goalpost in the end zone and violently bounces backward. It is a spectacular collision. But here is the physics problem that usually stumps people.
When that player hits the goalpost and bounces backward, does the Earth bounce back too? Well, believe it or not, the surprising truth is, yes, it actually does. Because of the force applied through that goalpost, the Earth recoils in the exact opposite direction. Now, you don't feel it, obviously, because the Earth is unimaginably massive compared to the player, making its movement literally immeasurably small. But the recoil is absolutely real. Why? Because of a fundamental, unbreakable rule of the universe.
By the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly why that planetary recoil happens. We'll explore the core principle of momentum conservation, the mathematical formula behind the physics, and some pretty wild real-world applications, going from car collisions to jellyfish.
Okay, so to really get momentum, we first have to understand the environment where it behaves perfectly, which is called an isolated system. An isolated system is basically just a setup where the net external force is zero. Think of it like a perfectly sealed bubble. If no outside forces, like friction from the ground or, a giant hand pushing from the outside, if nothing interferes, whatever momentum exists inside that bubble stays perfectly constant.
Let's do a quick check to make sure we've got this locked in. What exactly happens to the momentum when two cars collide inside our perfectly isolated system? Imagine two cars just coasting down a totally frictionless highway. The trailing car bumps into the lead car. What happens to the momentum of each individual car, and what happens to the whole system?
Let's break this down step by step. Car 1, the trailing car, hits the lead car and slows down, right? Because its velocity drops, it loses momentum. But car 2, the lead car, gets bumped from behind, so it speeds up. It gains momentum. And notice the precise mathematical trade-off we have here. The exact amount of momentum car 1 loses is the exact same amount of momentum car 2 gains. Their individual momenta change drastically, but when you zoom out and look at the entire two-car system, literally zero momentum was lost.
And this brilliantly illustrates the formula we use to define this law. Total momentum before equals total momentum after, or written out mathematically, P1 plus P2 equals P'1 plus P'2. The P simply stands for momentum, and those little prime marks, the apostrophes, they just denote the final state after the collision. So the sum of the momentum of both objects before they crash is always going to equal the sum of their momentum after the crash.
But wait a second, you might be wondering about something right now. What about gravity? Does momentum just magically disappear when a space probe or a baseball falls to the ground? Because we just established that momentum is conserved if there's no external force. But gravity is clearly an external force pulling downward. So is the rule broken?
Not at all. Here is how physicists solve this. We just separate the movement into independent planes. Think about it like this. If a space probe separates in midair, its horizontal momentum is perfectly conserved because there is zero net horizontal force pushing or pulling it. But vertically, gravity is acting on it. The net vertical force is not zero, so vertical momentum for the probe by itself is not conserved. You'd actually have to zoom way out and include the entire Earth in your system, just like our football player hitting the goalpost, to see the conservation mathematically balance out.
Nature's jetpacks, biological conservation of momentum.
We've been talking a lot about mechanical physics, cars, and football players, but biology has actually been using this rule for millions of years. Aquatic animals are absolute masters of this physics principle. Take the jellyfish. A jellyfish fills its umbrella-like body with water and then sharply pushes that water out. Because momentum has to be conserved, pushing that mass of water one way forces the jellyfish to move in the exact opposite direction. Squids do the exact same thing, but with incredible precision, aiming biological nozzles forward or backward to shoot through the ocean at 8 to 12 kilometers per hour. And it is not just under the sea either. Right now, as your human heart pumps blood down into your aorta, your entire body exerts a tiny reaction force in the opposite direction. Actually, medical devices called ballistocardiographs were specifically designed to measure this microscopic bodily recoil just to test the strength of a patient's heartbeat. It's wild.
So the crucial takeaway here is that this elegant mathematical law governs massive, heavy cars, and it governs biological squids. But here's a quick retention check to test your intuition. Does it also control the invisible, microscopic, subatomic world?
The subatomic scale. Discovering the invisible.
The answer is absolutely yes. Without the conservation of momentum, much of modern particle physics wouldn't even exist. When scientists hurl subatomic particles at one another at massive speeds in giant accelerators, they evaluate the aftermath of these tiny collisions to find things they can't even see. For example, scientists once fired high-energy electrons at protons, and occasionally an electron would scatter straight backward. Now, because momentum is conserved, an electron bouncing straight backward implies it must have hit a target that is incredibly dense and massive. This exact observation, analyzed entirely through the lens of momentum conservation, gave humanity nearly direct evidence of the existence of quarks, the fundamental building blocks of protons. The exact same math that explains a slow-motion car crash proved the existence of the universe's smallest building blocks. How cool is that?
All right, let's quickly summarize what we've covered today to lock this knowledge in. 1. Total momentum is completely constant inside isolated systems. 2. For that system to be perfectly isolated, the net external force has to equal 0. 3. Remember that horizontal and vertical planes act independently of one another, so watch out for gravity pulling things down. And 4. This simple, elegant mathematical principle governs absolutely everything, from a football player bouncing off a goalpost to jet-propelled jellyfish, all the way down to subatomic quarks.
To end our explainer today, I want to leave you with a fascinating and honestly slightly provocative detail directly from our source text. Quote, "Momentum is found to be a property of all subatomic particles, hinting it may have an identity beyond just mass multiplied by velocity." Unquote. Indeed, at the quantum level, momentum relates to wave properties and photons of light that literally have no mass at all. If you want to find out how momentum transforms when we zoom all the way into the quantum realm, make sure to join us for our next related explainer covering quantum physics. Keep questioning, keep